Alright, so we're going to review for test 2. Our test 2 is tomorrow on Thursday. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through these problems together, and this video will be on my Google Classroom this afternoon. Can I get someone to please read number 1 for me? Go for it.
A bowler beat his best game by at least 8 pins. It is followed to be used to find out possible values of the number of pins knocked down, expect to be his best game.
Alright, so in bowling, do you want a high score or a low score? A high score, right? The more points, the better. So here, he beat his best game by at least 8 pins, right? His best game, so that's G, by at least 8 pins. So so the number of pins. So his best game, G will be his score in his best game. So we're going to find out what inequality goes here. So if he beat his best game by 8, what are we going to do to that G? Well, hold on. We're going to come back to our inequality. Not 13. It's 8 pins, not 13 pins. So are we going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide 8 pins? If we add 8 pins, that's going to be his best game plus 8 pins is his best score, right? And so his score is going to be greater than or equal. So if we subtracted, that would mean that the possible value for this game would be 8 less than his best game.
So he wouldn't get the same score as his best game.
So we want it to be more than, right? Because it's going to be 8 more pins, because we want a high score. So that matches B. Very good.
This was easy.
That one's not so bad, right?
Wait, is this going to be like a test?
It's very similar to the test, yes. Ted, will you read number 2 for me?
Joe received $50 from his grandparents for his birthday. He makes $7.50 each week living odd jobs. Joe wants to purchase a good pair of shades and he released $165. Which inequality best describes how many weeks W Joe most work field for shades.
Perfect. So, yes, when you read that, you say W. So how many weeks W? So W describes how many weeks. Remember earlier, was it this week or was it on Friday or Thursday last week, where I was writing our variable equals what it was? That was on Monday, wasn't it? It might have been Friday or Monday. It's been a while. All right, so let's see here. So what I'm going to do, I know I have answer choices. I'm going to try to write the equation myself and then look to see if that matches any of my equations. You ready? So he gets $50 from his grandparents, so that's 50, plus $7.50 each week. So $7.50 times the number of weeks, right? All right. So right now I'm going to look. That matches so far all but D, right? So I can eliminate D. All right. So the shades, the cool pair of shades that he wants costs $165.
It's not going to be C.
Why not C? There's no inequality and they're multiplying. Why would we multiply what we want by what we have, right? They're just trying to confuse us on that one. So it's going to be either greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. It's less than? You think it's greater than? Okay. Remember, this is our actual and this is our goal, right? So is it okay if he makes more than what he needs? Yeah. So do we want this to be bigger than, the actual bigger than what we need, or smaller than what we need? It needs to be bigger than what we need, which matches B. Perfect. Number 3. Miss Victoria, would you read number 3 for me? All right. So here I have the equation written, right? When I first started reading this, I was circling and underlining because I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to write an equation. But look, they wrote it for us. So 2 times the number of students is greater than or equal to $10, right? So the number of students, how could I find the number of students? Divide by both sides by 2? So if I divide by 2, I get x is greater than or equal to 5. See? That describes it, right? All whole numbers greater than or equal to 5. Why do they say whole numbers? It's not a decimal. Why can't it be a decimal? Well, what is x representing? The number of students, and we can't have a decimal for a number of students, right? All right. All right. No half students. All students are whole students. Number 4. Number 4. Jason, will you read number 4 for me? Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. All right, so here I've got 2 variables, don't I? But so far we've been talking about inequalities with only 1 variable, right? But look at the end of my question. The end of my question says when y is equal to -7. So what am I going to do with that -7? We're going to multiply. We're going to plug it in where that y is. We're going to multiply -7 times 9. So let's do that. So I have 4x plus 9 times -7 is less than or equal to 33. All right. So 9 times -7 is -63. I bring everything else down. So I have 4x minus 63 is less than or equal to 33. Perfect. All right. So I've got 4x here. Think outside of the box. How do I move minus 63? Plus 63. So I have 4x is less than or equal to, is that 96? All right. Finally, think inside the box. How do I eliminate 4? Divide by 4. So x is less than or equal to 24. Ooh, we have to be careful because these all look very similar, right? It's B. X is less than or equal to 24. You got it. All right. So far, are there any questions on the fronts? We feel okay about the front? All right, let's take a look at number 5. Yay, I get to graph. I'm so excited. I love graphing my answers. It's fun. We get to draw big arrows and circles and shade. All right, number 5. The directions say solve the following inequalities for the variable and graph the solution on the number line. Emmanuel, will you read number 5 for me, please? It's just an inequality. I want you to read the inequality for me. Uh-huh. Beautiful. You got it. You got it. Perfect. All right, so the first thing I notice about this inequality is that I have a variable on both sides. So I've got to move it, right? How am I going to move? Which one am I going to move, first of all?
No, the 6.
The 6? That one's smaller, right? So I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides. So that gives me 5 is greater than or equal to 1x. Or just x, right? Very good. All right, so on my number line, I have to have some numbers, right? So let's see here. Let's do, what if I do 0 like right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -1, -2, -3, -4. Is that okay? Does that work? No? What should I have done? Well, could I have put like 5 in the middle?
That's what I did.
That's fine too. All right. So am I going to have an open circle or a closed circle at 5? Closed circle at 5. All right. And this is 5 is greater than or equal to x. So am I going to shade to the right or to the left? Well, look, look, look. 5 is the biggest of all my answers, right?
To the right. To the right.
Hold on, hold on. Look, look, look. 5 is the biggest of all of my answers, right? Because greater than means the biggest. So if 5 is the biggest, can I shade to the right?
It's greater than.
Oh, but remember, if we want to read it that way, we have to write the x first. So if I write x first, it's going to be x is less than or equal to, oh, not 5,
That's what I want to do.
x. So x is less than or equal to 5. So then which way do I shade? Less than is,
Oh. Wait, no,
Left.
I don't want to do it left. I want to go right.
we can't go right. We have to go left.
The right way, the right way.
All right.
It's like the leftovers out of the fruit that you eat.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Number 6. Number 6. Trina, will you read 6 for me, please, ma'am?
8a plus 2 parentheses 1 minus 5a close parentheses is less than 20.
Beautiful. It is less than or equal to because we have the line, right? Very good. Very good. So when I see this problem, the first thing I see is I have parentheses, so we have to eliminate our parentheses, right? No, no, no. We got this. We got this.
Oh, it's all we can.
So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times negative 5a minus 10a. And I'm going to bring down everything else. So I have 8a, that's a positive 2, less than or equal to. All right. So then do I have like terms? Yes. What are my like terms? 8 and negative 10. Beautiful. So 8 minus 10 is perfect. So I got negative 2a plus 2 is less than or equal to 20. So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. We're running out of room. Do y'all mind if I jump down here? Is that okay?
No, it's not okay.
I'm sorry. So I have negative 2a is less than or equal to 18. Divide by negative 2, right? So a, is that less than or equal to? No, we got to flip it because, perfect, because we divided by a negative number. So a is greater than or equal to negative 9. We have negative 9, negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 10. There we go. All right, so do I have an open circle or a closed circle at negative 9? Closed circle. And am I going to shade to the right or to the left? A is greater than the right. There's your right, Ted. You feel better? You got to shade to the right? All right. Number 7. Number 7 says solve for the indicated variable. I've got 2x plus 5y is equal to 15. I want to solve for y. But why? Because. So y is what I want to solve for. So I'm going to box that variable. We think outside the box, right? So how do I move 2x? What's the inverse of positive 2x? You minus 2x. Minus 2x, minus 2x. We subtract. Very good. So now I'm left with 5y is equal to 15 minus 2x. Perfect. Finally, I think inside the box, what do I do to get y by itself? What's the inverse of multiply by 5? Divide. So I have y is equal to 15 minus 2x all over 5. Is my variable by itself? Yes. Y is by itself. That's my answer. Children. Number 8. Number 8. Madison, can you read number 8 for me? Just the question. You got this, ma'am. You got this. All right. So if I have A equals 1/2 BH. So this is one of those literal equations again, right? I want to solve for the height. So, you ready? You ready? So the first thing I see is I have a 1/2. What's the inverse of multiplying by 1/2? We could divide by 1/2, right? What's the same thing as dividing by 1/2? Because 1/2 is like dividing by 2, right? So the inverse of divide by 2 is multiply by 2. We're going to multiply both sides by 2. Yes, ma'am. Because multiplying by 1/2, if you say you have half of something, that's like dividing it by 2, right?
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yes.
All right. So because we're multiplying by 1, dividing by 2, so the inverse would be to multiply by 2. All right. So my 2 and my 1/2 cancel. So now I have 2a equals BH. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So now to get H by itself, what do I need to do?
Divide by B.
Divide by B. The inverse of multiplying by B is to divide by B. So then my equation will read 2A divided by B equals H. All right. B says, what is the height when the base is 4 and the area is 8? So I want to know, what is my height? So H equals 2 when my area is 8 divided by, and my base is 4. Oh, wait, look. They're all on the same side, right? So we're just going to simplify. So 2 times 8 is, so 16 divided by 4. So what is, no. I said 2 times 8 is 16. 16 divided by 4 is 4. That's units, right? Number 9. Who wants to read? Go for it.
A man wants to create a CD of their last concert. He takes the CD to the cost of $350 and makes CD close. $3 per CD. Write an inequality that represents how many CDs X is combined with a maximum of $1,225.
Beautiful. So the cost of putting out the CD is going to be $350 because they have to advertise for the CD, right? $350 plus $3 per CD. Well, if the number of CDs is X, how can I express how much it's going to cost per CD? 3X. All right. They have a maximum of $1,225. So which way is my inequality going to go? Which one's bigger? The actual cost or how much they have to spend? How much they have to spend, right? So I'm going to use less than or equal to. All right. So then let's solve that. If I have 350 plus 3x is less than or equal to $1,225, what's the first thing I need to do? Well, we want to get x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 350, right? So I have 3x is less than or equal Is that 875? All right. And then what do? Divide by 3. So x is less than or equal to 22? What's 875 divided by 3? 291? 291. So it's going to be 291, right? So the maximum number of CDs they can put out for that price is 291 CDs. Yes. Please read the last one for me, Ted.
The area of a triangular garden could be no more than 120 square feet. The base of a triangle is 60 feet. What is the height of the triangle?
The base is 16. What is the height? All right, so we had the area of a triangle earlier, right? How do you find the area of a triangle?
1/2 base times height.
1/2 base times height. All right. So if the area can be no more than 120 feet, so I'm going to plug in 120 because that's my area. No more than, so 120 is my bigger, right? 1/2. I have the base. The base is what? 16. What's the height? We don't know, so I'm going to leave that as an H. I'm waiting. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What's half of 16? 8. Beautiful. So I have 120 is greater than or equal to 8H. All right. And then to solve for H, we've got to divide by 8. So what's 120 divided by 8? 15 feet, right?
15 is greater than or less than 8.
Not or less than or.
Greater than or equal to.
Thank you. So I've got H is less than or equal to 15 feet, right? But it's got to be greater than what? Can my length be 0?
No.
If it's 0, do we have a triangle? No, so it's going to be greater than 0 feet.